people who watch the Movie Nights YouTube channel. It is Nick back with another episode in our series of the interview for our new short film, The Local. Today we have a very special guest. We have our actress, Roxy Rivera here. She plays Samantha, a local coffee shop owner in the movie, friend of Jackson. Seems like they have some history. We'll let the people decide that. But why don't you tell the people about yourself and how you became attached to the project?
Hi, sure. So, like you said, my name is Roxy Rivera. I am an actress based in the Southeast. So I'm always between Orlando and Atlanta. I got attached to the project in the coolest way possible. Basically, I had seen Dalton, the director, do another film, and I was in the theater watching his film, and it was for a competition, and I was like, I have to know this director because the film was so good. I was like, I want to work with him. This is someone I want to meet and I want to work with and I want to collaborate with. So after I saw that film in theaters, I reached out to him, told him like, hey, I want to work with you. And we developed a bit of a like professional friendship. And I think a year went by and he thought of me for a project he had and asked me if I wanted to consider it. I fell in love with the story of The Local, and here I am.
I remember what short film it was. I think was it Contrition, like the horror?
Yes.
Okay. I always get the festival stuff mixed up. I thought it was Contrition. So like I said before, you play Samantha in The Local, coffee shop owner. Looks like you kind of act as Jackson's voice of reason kind of throughout you kind of put him in his place a few times. Can you go into what it was like to play a role like that and like building the emotional rapport with like Dalton's character Jackson and just Dalton in general for the scenes?
Yeah, absolutely. I think what was interesting about the character of Samantha and getting to work with Dalton was the backstory I created for my character was this is Jackson is Samantha's closest friend from childhood. And because it was her closest friend from childhood, many times it happens that sometimes they become your crush. You know, you kind of love them, but you've seen them be them in their nature of just happy kid to going through all the troubles of growing up. And pretty much I have people like that in my life that I've known from very young. And there's this attachment to them, no matter where life takes you, that you got to know them in their purest essence of being a kid. And pretty much the backstory I had for Samantha was I love Jackson, but not in a lustful way, not in a sexual way. It's very much in a I love you like you are part of me and I will always be part of you, you know. And I think we all have someone like that in our lives. And when I was able to put that connection of the characters for me with Jackson for Samantha, it made sense. So it can, you know, the story can be there. Maybe she does have a crush on him still for years, it possibly. But at the end of the day, there's pure love because she has seen the potential in Jackson and she's seen what he's capable of, and she gets to see him with eyes of he is my hero, but he's also my friend. And that was pretty much the backstory I needed to have. And I think it played well, and the way of like how Jackson, Dalton's character Jackson received it. So yeah.
Did Dalton give you that kind of direction in terms of where he wanted the character to come from, or was that kind of something you worked with him with, or you developed on your own and brought to it?
I think the great thing about working with Dalton was he gave me the freedom to create Samantha whatever I wanted to. He really much gave me the freedom of bring me what you see and we'll go from there if we want to change something. And I think that's one of the best things that you can be told when the director trusts you so much to say, show me what you got and we'll go from there. So he, you know, I did ask him questions about Samantha, like, tell me more, like, what does she want? Like, what do you see in her? And then from there, I was able to kind of piece her together, and I was able to imagine that Jackson in my life personally, and who would that be in that relationship. So Dalton was very helpful, but he was also very trusting, and I think that's the best compliment any actor can get.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I remember a few times on set where you kind of, it seemed like you kind of had like two versions of Samantha kind of in your
Mhm.
mind, and you would kind of
Mhm.
bounce between back and forth. And obviously that went through Dalton and everything. But if I remember, just whenever we do scene, you're like, which Samantha do you want here? And you would just like snap back, and you'd be like, all right, let's do a take with the other Samantha. Now that you'd snap
Yeah.
into that one,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that made it a lot fun. Kind of gave them more freedom on set and everything, and put all the other actors
Yeah.
situations. Did you have a favorite on set memory from filming?
Yes.
Oh, no.
I think it was figuring out I mean, there was so much fun that happened behind the scenes, especially when you see the film and you see how serious it is. You're like, it's crazy how much fun we had behind the scenes. I think my favorite on-set memory is the punching scenes and my screaming. I'm a pretty good screamer. I can make it sound realistic, and I don't give people warnings because I want a genuine reaction. But sometimes I think even the what was it like on boom and camera, everyone shook
Yeah,
when I
taking
screamed.
it to do take because the camera. We were like, "Are you okay? Did he hit you?"
Yeah, so it was like those are awesome onset memories. Or the punching, there's a punch that I do and I scream, and I remember Dalton seeing it, he was like, that looks sick, because it was like as soon as the fake punch,
Yeah.
I was like, ah! And I screamed.
Then we had to do it because my audio was not calibrated for that. I just spiked. Oh, man. I think I remembered like taking the headphones off after and just being like, "She's way too good for us." Like, what?
Not at all, not at all. But it's always funny because I always get the same feedback with my screams of like, wait, wait a minute, are you hurt?
The sound needs to be fixed.
Yep.
I love it. It makes it, obviously gets a genuine reaction out of everyone. So
Yeah,
obviously that translates to the screen during viewings and everything.
exactly. Has to be as real as possible. But all that was fun memories. And I think if someone has, if hopefully they've already seen the film, but the part where I'm on the floor and I'm screaming and the guys grabbed me, truly, and I forgot his name, who was holding, like he was pretending to choke me. He was truly holding me up.
Yeah.
So it looks like I'm being hurt, but in reality, everyone was helping me, making sure I was safe and I was comfortable so I could do what I had to do. And it was just so sweet.
You're getting
Yeah.
you have, like the hand on your back. They're just like, you're not touching, I'm not dragging you. You're
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the last question I got for you is, obviously we decided to make this during not the tail end of COVID, but kind of during the dip of it all. Were you comfortable with all the precautions that were taken on set and
Yeah.
that? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I felt comfortable, and thankfully to this day, I mean, I have not gotten a positive COVID test. And one of the things that, was helpful was, I mean, I guess as an actor, I feel like I'm getting tested for COVID almost on a bi-weekly or weekly basis. So I was able to make sure that I was protecting everyone else because I knew I'm getting tested as well. But we took so many precautions to make sure we were safe that I wasn't worried for a second. And I actually got to enjoy the moment, which was so good because COVID was so tough for so many actors. So those moments of being on set together and working together and knowing we were safe, but we were able to do our craft was a breath of fresh air and just like the best moments ever.
Yeah. Obviously you're on a lot of sets and everything, just the normal challenges of making anything just to begin with. And then all of a sudden there's like, oh, we have to do the testing, we got to do the mask, we got to do the
social distancing,
like all this stuff, and then there's word on it, and then if something happens, then it's a 3-week delay. It's all just it just spirals. It's just, I'm sure it's more challenging too. You're on and off of a bunch of them, so
it happens, but
down at this point.
Exactly, as long as we're keeping everybody safe, we're good.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's all the questions that I have. I want to thank you for making the time. I know you're very busy, so just the time to
thank you for being so flexible and working with me.
What do I got going on? I'm just here for the interview. um, so, thank you. And to all our viewers, thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the next one, unless Dalton uploads this one last, in which case, thanks for watching all the interviews.